with... Oh!
Ronda Rousey claims her success is genetic. Yep, you heard it right. She actually said it's in my DNA.
When you look back on yourself now with all the wisdom you have, what was it about you that made you excel above your peers at judo? What was it about your character or something that you did?
I mean, there had to be some sort of a genetic factor because like my mom and my dad are both like good athletes.
Sure, Ronda, because the rest of us mere mortals are just out here built like garden gnomes. But hey, if her genes are the secret sauce behind her dominance in judo and MMA, then what's the deal with her absolutely insane car collection? Did she inherit a luxury vehicle chromosome too? From the humble Honda Accord she used to sleep in to the jaw-dropping powerhouse cars she cruises in now, it's clear that Ronda's ride game is as fierce as her fighting game. You know, we've all heard of people having drive when it comes to ambition, but Ronda, she's got the whole parking lot. So, buckle up, because this isn't just a story about sports, it's a story of growth, power, and the audacity to roll in the ultimate vehicles. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. Welcome back to Wheels of Fame, the place where we take you on a ride through the flashiest, most jaw-dropping collections of the world's top athletes. Today we're diving into the impressive journey of Ronda Rousey, from breaking arms in the octagon to breaking necks in luxury cars. It's more than just a collection of vehicles. It's a reflection of how far she's come and how hard she's fought to get there. You might think a fighter would spend her earnings on the usual things, luxurious homes, high-end clothes, but nope, Ronda's got something even more exciting. A fleet of cars that are as bold, daring, and unapologetically powerful as her. So, are these vehicles an extension of her fighting spirit? Or has she just got a serious need for speed? We're about to find out. Stick around because we're kicking off this wild ride through Ronda's garage, where each car tells a story of her evolution, success, and the kind of confidence that only comes when you know you're the best. Ronda Rousey's life has been a battle since day one, literally. She's talked about the challenges she faced right from birth, arriving into the world with her umbilical cord wrapped around her neck.
Cord around my neck, and I was like a 0 on the APGAR scale, which is like the health of a baby when they're born. I was blue, they thought I was dead. It took a while to revive me, and
Talk about a dramatic entrance. It's almost as if life itself dared her to become a fighter, and Ronda was like, challenge accepted. Fast forward a couple of decades, and she's not just fighting, she's living out of her 2005 Honda Accord. Yes, folks, before the belts, the fame, and the million-dollar paychecks, Ronda was grinding hard, budgeting like a broke college student, and surviving like a scrappy underdog. That Honda. It wasn't just a car, it was her everything. Her crash pad after judo tournaments, her mobile dojo for practicing her moves, maybe in traffic, and her trusty steed to whatever odd job or opportunity she could find. And here's the kicker. After rising to fame, Ronda didn't ditch the Accord in a scrapyard or trade it in for chump change. Nope. She auctioned that baby for over $20,000. That car became a piece of history, a testament to her fight first, flex later mentality. Imagine being the person who bought it, like owning a time machine that smelled faintly of gym mats and glory. If that Honda could talk, it'd probably say, I carried Ronda Rousey through sleepless nights, crushing defeats, and her ultimate victory lap, and survived her parallel parking too. It's the ultimate glow-up story for both the fighter and her loyal ride, and that's just the start of the epic journey that took Ronda from Honda to horsepower heaven. Buckle up because the story only gets wilder. Cue Ronda Rousey declaring in that signature no-nonsense tone, I'm the greatest fighter in the world.
Well, what makes me so confident that I can win is I'm the greatest fighter in the world. I know that she's...
And honestly, who's arguing with her? The woman has taken down more opponents than most cars take speed bumps. But before the Corvette Stingray became her weapon of choice, Ronda's story started in a much humbler ride, her trusty 2005 Honda Accord, a car she called home during her grind to the top. This is where it gets good. After smashing records in the octagon and her bank account, she turned that scrappy Honda into a symbol of her rise. Auctioning it for over $20,000, the car that once carried her struggles is now a collector's dream, a glow-up as epic as Ronda herself. Fast forward to the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, a car so bold it practically screams, move or be moved! It's as if Ronda saw this sleek beast and thought, finally, a ride as daring as my left hook. This $60,000 powerhouse isn't just about looks. Under the hood, it's packing a 6.2-liter V8 engine that cranks out a staggering 495 horsepower, kind of like Ronda's takedowns, fast and unforgiving. Its sharp, aerodynamic design, that's the automotive equivalent of Ronda walking into the octagon, every line exuding purpose and power. And here's the kicker. This car, like Ronda's fights, doesn't overcomplicate things. It just delivers results. Imagine her cruising down the Pacific Coast Highway in this sleek Predator, the Stingray's engine growling louder than the crowd at a UFC bout. Or better yet, pulling up to a movie set, windows down, casually reminding everyone she's conquered Hollywood too. The Stingray is a statement, a rolling embodiment of everything Ronda represents: power, precision, and the audacity to own it all. And honestly, it's hard to tell who's flexing harder, Ronda in the Stingray or the Stingray knowing it's got Ronda behind the wheel. Stay tuned, because if this is how the Queen of the Armbar starts her garage lineup, the next ride is bound to hit just as hard. Now let's talk about Ronda's Cadillac Escalade, because when you're a legend like her, rolling in a regular SUV just won't cut it. This ride is a $80K rolling fortress of luxury, power, and intimidation. Honestly, if cars could have a fight record, this one would be undefeated, just like its owner in her prime. When Ronda gets behind the wheel, she dominates the road like she does the ring. The Escalade is the perfect fit for someone who's used to making big moves, literally. With enough room to haul her championship belts, her crew, and maybe even a few defeated opponents as trophies, this car screams, "I've arrived and so has my entourage." And let's not forget, Ronda's a family gal. Rumor has it the Escalade is her go-to for road trips with her squad. Just imagine pulling up to a rest stop and realizing the woman stepping out of this beast is the same one who could flip you like a pancake in 3 seconds flat. Is it any wonder nobody cuts her off in traffic? The Escalade doesn't just match Ronda's lifestyle, it amplifies it. It's big, bold, and unapologetic, just like the champ herself. And honestly, if the road had a title belt, Ronda and her Cadillac would already be wearing it. You've seen the journey from humble beginnings to absolute dominance, with each car in Ronda's collection reflecting her grit, power, and style. But what's next? A ride so bold, so unapologetically luxurious it screams, "I've arrived!" A trophy on wheels that mirrors her claim of being the highest paid female fighter in history. Stay tuned to discover how this masterpiece perfectly embodies Ronda's unstoppable rise and her unmatched swagger. Trust us, you don't want to miss this. Oh, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button because the best is yet to come. The BMW X6 M is a flex on 4 wheels, and who better to own it than Ronda Rousey, who straight up declared herself the highest paid female fighter in history. With a base price of $110K, this twin-turbo V8 monster screams, "I'm rich, I'm bold, and I'm better than you." Why this car? Because Ronda doesn't just win fights, she wins life. She's not about blending in or keeping things modest. The X6M is practically designed for someone who's used to making headlines and bankrolling victories. It's got over 600 horsepower under the hood, luxury interiors that feel like a personal victory lap, and enough swagger to turn heads in any parking lot. And let's be real, if you've just cashed a check as the highest paid female fighter, you're not pulling up in a Honda Civic. This car is Ronda's way of saying, "I don't just make money, I park it in my garage." Whether she's cruising to a charity event or pulling into the gym, the X6M does the bragging for her. Imagine the scene, Ronda stepping out of this beast in slow motion, her shades on, the crowd whispering, "Is that the Queen herself?" Of course it is. This is a victory parade on wheels. The Honda Accord wasn't just Ronda Rousey's first car, it was a vessel for survival and grit during her toughest days. It carried her dreams and struggles, embodying her journey from adversity to triumph. Selling it for over $20K wasn't just a transaction, it was a moment to celebrate how far she'd come. As Ronda said, "I believe the worst things in life happen for a good reason."
And I think that this journey into this industry is really proving that that belief is real.
That humble car represents the stepping stones to greatness, proof that even the darkest days can drive you toward the brightest future. Ronda's story isn't just about fame or luxury, it's about perseverance, resilience, and turning struggles into stepping stones. From her first car to her championship belts, Ronda's journey inspires us all to keep moving forward no matter where we start. Now, the real question, if you had to throw one more car into Ronda's already jaw-dropping collection, what would it be? A beast on wheels that can keep up with her? Or maybe a ride that can pull off a move even if she can't? Drop your ideas below if you dare, but don't be too bold, because we might just pick the craziest one to roll with next. And hey, if you enjoyed this ride through Ronda's legendary collection, smash that like button. Trust us, what's coming next is going to take you for a spin like no other. And if you think you can handle it, tell us which of Ronda's cars you dare to drive and why. The bravest answer might just win you something pretty special. But don't get too comfy, folks. Hit that subscribe button, because next time we're unlocking a collection that might just make you question your own taste in cars. Buckle up.